Okay guys, I want to make a video to show you guys how to write equations of the trig functions based on a graph. So as you know, you can actually write more than two functions per graph, but I'm going to be mainly focused on basically writing into two different types of functions. So for example, if it's a cosine curve, I think you should be able to write it both into a sine or a cosine curve. If it is a cosecant curve, you should be able to write it both into a secant or a cosecant curve. And if it's a tangent curve, you should also be able to write the equation for both cotangent and tangent. Before we start, I do want to remind you guys, you need to remember the starting point for all the different functions, all six of them: sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, cotangent. Now, the reason why we need to know where the starting point is because if you know where the starting point is, then it's really easy for you to see if there's any type of phase shift to the left or right. So let's take a look at the first one we're looking at right now. So there's two possibilities here. I can write this both as a sine or a cosine curve. Now, the first thing we want to figure out is we want to know what is the midpoint of this function. If you take a look at the graph, we do notice that it has an absolute minimum at -4 and an absolute maximum at 8, which means if I were to take the midpoint between those two values, that would give me the middle of the function, which is at y equals to 2. So if the middle of the function is at y equals to 2, that would mean from 2 to 8 is a space of 6. And from 2 to -4 is also a space of 6. That tells me the amplitude of this function is 6. Okay, now let's take a look at the starting point. Now I've noticed very quickly that this is starting at 0, 8, which kind of looks like the beginning of a cosine curve. Because if you remember cosine curve, it goes from a y value of 1 to 0 to -1 to 0 to 1. So if I were to use a cosine function to fit this, then there is no phase shift that needs to be taken care of. So the last thing I need to figure out then is basically what is the period of this particular function. Now if I take a look, the graph is starting at x equals to 0 and ending at x equals to pi. Now if we remember, the period for cosine is actually 2 pi. Since now we're starting with a period pi, that clearly tells me this graph is basically going from 0 to pi with a period of pi. That's half of the original period. That tells me my coefficient in front of my x value is 2. With that in mind, we can actually start to go ahead and write in the equation. So give me 1 second. So keep in mind, I am talking about an amplitude of 4. And since my center of the graph is at y equals to 2, that is a vertical shift of up 2, okay? And again, my cosine curve is starting high instead of starting low. That means there is no reflection across the x-axis. So I'm talking about a phase shift of 6. It is a cosine curve, and we just talked about it. We said that the period is actually half of the original period. Original period being 2 pi, the period right now is only pi. So that means this is cosine of 2x. And there is a vertical shift up 2, so we need to address that of 2. Okay, so that's how you would write a function if you were thinking of this as a cosine function. Now, we can obviously also do this as a sine function. Now, remember, sine starts at an x value of 0. Basically, it starts at the center. It goes 0, 1, 0, -1, 0 for the y values. So if I believe the center is 2, then what I need to start thinking about is pick a point where the y value is 2 to be my starting point. So if I use the point of -pi/4, 2, as my starting point, then I can trace the curve and it will end at 3 pi/4, which then also tells me the period of the sine curve is also pi. So that's half of the original period as well. Now, if I were to /use pi/4, 2 as my starting point for sine, then there is a shift to the left of pi/4 because I'm starting at pi/4. So that means based on my original cosine, I can take everything here. I just have to make now slight changes to it. So let me extend this out. Let's call it g of x because it's a different function. So now, and again, I'm starting at pi/4, 2, and I can clearly see from here I am going up. and I'm not going down, which would then be a reflection across the x-axis, but we're not doing that. We're actually going to a hill and then a valley. That means there is no reflection. So the 6 is still positive. I need to change this to sine. And keep in mind, because we're doing a phase shift of negative pi over 4 to the left, or pi over 4 to the left, then I need to take this 2 out of that parenthesis and rewrite this as 2 times the quantity of x plus, let me see if I can find my pi, pi over 4, and there is still a vertical shift of 2. So this is how you would take a graph like this and write it into 2 separate functions for cosine and sine. Now, obviously, if I decide to start my sine curve at negative 3 pi over 4, I start noticing this is going to a valley and then a hill. That would mean if I were to use that point as my starting point, then I am talking about a coefficient in front of a negative 6 because there is now a reflection across the x-axis. And I need to change this x plus pi over 4 to x plus 3 pi over 4. So you can see how, based on this idea, you can write infinite amount of functions for this. But just keep in mind, so the key here is we need to find the center, which is the horizontal one that cuts the graph into 2. And we need to, from there, we can locate the amplitude. That also tells us if there's any vertical shift up and down for the graph. From there, you need to pick a point to start the beginning of your sine and cosine curve. And from that point, you can figure out what your period is, and also you can figure out if there's any phase shift or not. I hope this answers your question. I will post additional videos on the other reciprocal functions, and you guys can find that later.